Oh, wow, that was so amazing. Did you all hear? Oh my God, hi. Hi. And did you see Rodney when he really got in it and he was levitating off the seat? I was watching you and your butt was like, it was about that high. And I was like, he is in that music. Yes. Spirit, that's what spirit looks like. Welcome to Unity of Gaither's Work. We're already having a party. I don't know about y'all out there in Love Streaming Land, but there was some levitation going on. Hi, I'm Reverend Dr. Edith Washington Wood. So grateful to be a senior minister here on this day. The first Sunday in July 2025. Can you believe it? I know, it just keeps going every day, right? Like, wasn't it New Year's Eve like just a minute ago? And cold. So be all right with the heat right now, because it will be cold again. I know. I just had to say it. But anyway, I want to welcome everyone here. I want to welcome all y'all out there in Love Streaming Land. And I just got on my Facebook page, so any of you on my page that's watching now, any of my children, if you're on, hi. And those who are out there in the balcony, whether it's Facebook, whether it's our YouTube channel, hello, how you doing? And I'd like to know if there's anyone here that is new or haven't been here in a while to Unity. Anybody? Anybody? Okay. Well, if it's anybody out there in Love Streaming Land in our balcony, hello again. Just want to say good morning. Good morning on this beautiful, beautiful day. Let us open with prayer. I invite you to bring our energy down just a little bit, settling into this moment, perhaps even taking a gentle breath in and out, being with all the sounds that we hear, the beautiful sound of children, for they are the windows of our soul. They are the promise of today and tomorrow. So we bring our attention in as we join, as we gather, as we know. And in this sacred space that we have created, this is indeed where we pray from. Spirit, loving presence, God, the good, the names, and the nameless. Names of God. We come together this day to celebrate this first Sunday in July 2025, and to celebrate each other as we consciously connect with the source of our being, which consciously connects us with all there is. We celebrate this day. And may we each embark on a journey that we gain something that we didn't know before we came together on this day. It is the promise. It is the possibility and the presence of God everywhere and in all things. And with this, we give thanks, and so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And now we have our core values. We've been practicing them for a while, I know, but practice we do, right? And so we're going to say them together, and then I want to see who's going to bring out one of them for us to work on, all right? All right, let's say our core values together. Community, love in action, prayer, gratitude, abundance, diversity, integrity, youth, and family, spiritual education. Okay, which one is it? Gratitude. Okay, so if we were going to practice it like as an action step, what would it look like? What would gratitude look like?
Joy.
Joy? Where would the joy be at?
In every moment.
Joy in every moment. Joy in every moment. Is it possible to have joy in every moment, even when we have challenges? Yes, right? Well, we can have joy in every moment because we can choose the joy, right? And in choosing the joy, are we not choosing gratitude? In choosing joy, we're choosing the action and activity of gratitude. And we can call it up at any moment of any day, right? Like the music we just heard and how it made you feel. You felt joy, didn't you? Joy, 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 joy down in my heart. And in any moment, you could call that up and think about Rodney kind of levitating off that chair. See, look at you. Joy, joy, joy. I know. It's all good. You're part of our family, so you just got to get used to us. You used to us? Yes, he said he used to us, y'all. That's why he keeps coming back. So we're going to practice some more gratitude today. Just practice, 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 practice. And now we get to practice with our opening song. It is You Got a Light by Aaron McGowan. McGowan? Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. So yes, this is easy to catch on to. And speaking of light, I want to say I got a wonderful burst of sunshine today when I walked in and I saw Sue Dahlman, John Dahlman's wife, sitting in the back. She came today, so please show her some love, y'all. Just a ray of sunshine.
1, 2, 3.
You got a light, you got a light, and it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a light, you got a light, and it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, now I feel that light in me. You got a love, you got a love, and it's shining out for everyone to see. You gotta love, you gotta love, shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, I feel that love in me. You got a joy running through you that just can't be denied. You got a spirit like a firecracker lighting up the sky. You got a power, you got a power, it's shining out for everyone to see. You got a power, you got a power, and it's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, I feel that power in me. Solo. Shining out for everyone to see. You got a joy, you got a joy. It's shining out for everyone to see. And that is some kind of miracle. See the power in me. All right, another dance break. Here we go. Shining out for everyone to see. You got a power, you got a power. It's shining out for everyone to see. By some kind of miracle, I got that
Good morning, everybody. And right now we have our transformational opportunities. It's time for our transformational opportunities. The handout you received has more information, but we'll go over some of the highlights. Birthdays and anniversaries.
Today is the first day of July, and we celebrate any birthdays or anniversaries. You can stay right there. Birthdays or anniversaries. So if you have one of those, you can raise your hand, jump up high. Look at it. Oh, look. Woo! Look at all of these birthdays. Yay. And take it away. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And anniversaries. Happy birthday to you.
Also, Open Mic Night is our first summer fundraiser, and it is coming soon. We invite you to enjoy the performances on Friday, July 18th at 7 p.m. There's something for everyone to enjoy. The cost is $30 per person, and Judith will be happy to register you after the service in the lobby. You can also register online via our website. More summer fundraisers are coming out in August. In addition to Open Mic Night, you can sign up for Family Fun with Reverend Edith and Akosua. Or you might enjoy painting with Judy and Jennifer. Judith can sign you up for those as well. We are having a church retreat this year also. We're joining with Unity of Washington, D.C. and Unity of Fairfax for a fall retreat at Capon Springs. The retreat, Capon? It's Capon, sorry. Capon Springs. The retreat will be Thursday through Saturday, September 12th through 14th. A $50 non-refundable deposit is due by July 31st. Our foundation is prayer. Our prayer chaplains are trained to pray in confidence with you. Today's prayer chaplain is Akosua. See Akosua after the service if you would like a time of prayer. There's also a box in the rear of the sanctuary where you can submit prayers, which our prayer team will add to the list of for whom they pray. Daily Word. Aquí es la diaria palabra para el 6 de julio, domingo de 2025. La palabra para hoy es posibilidades. La afirmación es abro mi mente a un sinfín de posibilidades. A veces mi comprensión parece limitada. Un desafío puede parecer demasiado grande o complejo y no sé cómo superarlo. Podría hacerme dudar. En el pasado tal vez evitaba estos retos, pero hoy acudo a mi interior en busca de guía. En mi santuario sagrado descubro un horizonte infinito de posibilidades. Para Dios nada es imposible. Como ser espiritual, me abro esta verdad y uso mi don de imaginación unido a mi visión espiritual. Y empiezo a comprender lo que es posible. Salgo de mi tiempo de oración con inspiración y claridad, dispuesto a dar los pasos necesarios que harán realidad mi visión. Vuelvo una y otra vez al campo ilimitado del potencial divino, donde las ideas divinas aguardan por mí. Reconozco que la presencia y el poder de Dios están en todo. El versículo bíblico de hoy es del libro de Lucas, capítulo 1, versículo 37. Para Dios no hay nada imposible. Y ahora vamos a tomar algunos momentos a reflejar en nuestra palabra de día. Posibilidades.
The word for today is possibilities. And let us affirm, I open my mind to limitless possibilities. I open my mind to limitless possibilities. There are limits to what my mind can imagine. I may find a challenge too big to overcome or too complex to work through. In the past, I might have avoided such challenges, but today I turn within for guidance. Within my inner sanctuary, I find infinite possibilities. For God, nothing is or ever could be impossible. As a spiritual being, I open my mind so these possibilities can enter my imagination. With spiritual sight, I begin to apprehend what is possible. I emerge from my prayer time filled with inspiration and clarity, ready to take the steps necessary to make a vision a reality. I return again and again to the limitless field of infinite potential where I can claim divine ideas and know the presence and power of God is in and through all things. And then for today's Bible verse, it's from the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 37. For nothing will be impossible with God. Let's take a moment to reflect on the word for today, possibilities.
It's Family Sunday, and we give thanks for all our families who are here today, and all of us part of a family. But our book for today is The Story of And. Can you imagine that? Why would they name a story called Anne? That's kind of different. Oh, and anybody who wants to come down, who are children or children at heart, come on down. Come on. Yes, children at heart, that be you. Come on down. So the story of And is the little word that changed the world, and it's by Rabbi Sandy Eisenberg Sasso. And it's illustrated by Joni Keller Rothenberg with the song, you're not going to hear the song, but they'll hear the song later, Karen Newcomer. And Rabbi Sandy said to me that I could use any of her books. She gave me permission to do that. So anyway, here we go. There once was a girl who loved to count. She counted the cracks in the sidewalk, the clouds in the sky, and the stars at night. Most of all, she loved to count the word and in every story she read. Look at that. And. Can you imagine that? Somebody who really wanted to count the word and in everything, like and. Yes, and, yes, and, yes, and, over and over. Well, people would say things like, what a waste of time. Her neighbor said that. Be serious, her principal said. Stop dilly-dallying, said her parents. Think she might have been sad? She couldn't convince anyone that counting and wasn't silly until the day she started reading an old story and everyone listened. So she read this story, and I'm going to read a little bit of it. Down a dusty road, a circle rolled along, feeling all alone, with all its edges gone. Then circle bumped into a single line. Could this somehow be a secret sign? But line thought circle was a wreck. And don't you even have a neck? So the circle didn't have a neck. You think that might have be something wrong with the circle because it didn't have a neck? Isn't everybody supposed to have a neck? I know, right? How would it swallow? But it has a mouth and eyes and, yeah. Okay. But over the hill came the small word, and. So simple and sure, saying, yes, we can. Okay. She joined their hands together. You'll bloom into a glowing red balloon. So the circle became a balloon. Now the balloon was able to, what happens when you have a balloon?
It floats away.
Yeah, it floats away, but how does it become a balloon?
You blow it up.
Yes, so it did, but it didn't have a neck, so it didn't have a mouth. And you blew air into it so it can get bigger and bigger and bigger and be released to let it go, right? So that's possible. It says, when you gather more than 3, what a party it will be. And there's and. So continuing on, I'm going to just fast forward a little bit. Once there was a solidarity square, thumping along as quickly as he dared. Triangle, here's a triangle, slid up all full of pride, saying, hey, you have a useless side. Square was stung by what she said, and he almost turned and fled. Yeah, but over the hill came the small word, and. You getting it? So simple and sure, saying, yes, we can. You almost got it. Yes, we can. So there's a triangle and this square. They're not really people, they just are. And then there's and saying, yes, we can. We can be a triangle. We can be a square. So they join hands. Have no doubt, the two of you can make a house, and then many houses could together be a neighborhood. You see, there's a square becomes a roof. The triangle becomes a roof, and the square becomes the bottom of the house. But it started out separately as a square and a triangle. Are you guys getting it now? You getting it a little bit? Okay, so the moral of the story, I'm going to keep going because it's got a point to it. It really does. Here's this. To create a world without a missing piece, all the different shapes make us complete. I am I, and you are you. This is really nothing new. But remember, it's a fact. We are stronger back to back to back. When we meet someone different from us and we are tempted to make a fuss, look for our friend, the small word, and. So simple and sure, saying, yes, we can. That is it. That differences work together. Yes?
So let's say it loudly.
What are we going to do?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, we can. Okay, there we go. Thank you, children and family and adults who think they're children and all that good stuff. Here you go. Thank you very much.
Every day is a new chance to shine your light for all to see. Every moment a new dance is fried up for you and me. Every breath brings a new start, filled with pure possibility. Every beat births a new heart that's here to love and heal humanity. Now is the time, this is the place, I am the one. Now is the time, this is the place, I am the one. I am the one. Everyone is united, we are the branches of God's family. And every walk their path with authenticity. Everyone has their own spark. We come from perfect divinity, and everyone makes their own mark. Our spirit's calling for us to be free. Now is the time. This is the place. I am the one. Now is the time. This is the place. I am the one. I am the one. Everyone is united. We are the branches of that family. Everyone is invited to walk their path with authenticity. Everyone has their own spark. We come from perfect divinity, and everyone marks their own mark. One spirit's calling for us to be free. Now is the time. This is the place. I am the one. Oh, now is the time. This is the place. I am the one. I am the one. I am the one. The right time, right place. I am the one. Right time, right place. I am the one. Right time, right place. I am the one. Right time, right place. I am the one.
Oh, I forgot something. I have props. Hello. So, the song talked about us being part of like the branches, right? So I brought a little prop, and here's a tree. I think it represents the tree of life. Yes? Do you think we're part of this? That we're part of the branches? Yeah? And if we're part of the branches, then we must be, if we're the branch, then we must be part of the tree. Yes? But why is it that like we have all these different colors and shapes and sizes, and yet it's all part of the tree? It's because this is who we are. And that sometimes the leaves on the trees, they can kind of go, and when they go, then they trickle down onto the earth and return to being part of the earth. And yet, if we're part of the tree, then we're already part of the earth, right? And we know the tree branches go out. They go out. And why do they go out? Anybody? Why do you think the tree branches go out like that? Looking for the sun, yes. Wanting to connect with it so that it gets some of that good, oxygen. Well, it helps create oxygen, but it's also looking for chlorophyll. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Chlorophyll, which then has it shine more brightly. Yeah? And so we're reaching out, but yet we have roots that reach in. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes we don't think that we're connected. Sometimes we think that we're not part of. And we're just different, right? Differences rock. Differences rock. Like I went and got in my office during the dancing because I forgot to bring some rocks out of my office. Well, this one's outside my office. But look at it. It's a rock. Here's another type of rock. Here's another rock that says, "You are enough," from our, when we've done the rock painting. Here's a heart. And it's a funny looking rock that I got from the ocean in some part of the world. And it's all fused together with all kinds of rocks and stuff. Yes. It's kind of like the tree, isn't it? It's kind of like the tree. Like we're all connected like that. That even though we have these differences, that we're all part of it. All of it, the big of it. This one says light. See that? That was light. That was how Rodney was a minute ago. This one says love. And then it's got some writing on the, I don't know what language that is. Is it Mandarin, Chinese? I don't know. But it's somebody's language. It says love. So, part of ours, I think, is to realize that we are connected, that there's nothing that separates us but our own thoughts and our own beliefs that we're different. So in this really large city, like our cities that we live in, and you know how in a city that we live in, we have different neighborhoods. So this particular neighborhood was known as the Concord Heights. And this was where people of very diverse backgrounds lived, like many of our cities that we live in. There were tech developers, chefs, musicians, teachers, and business owners, amongst others. But despite them living closely together, they rarely interacted. Y'all live in a neighborhood like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And each of these groups that I just talked about lived in their own little bubble. Here's a bubble, there's a bubble, there's a bubble, the chef bubble, the business owner's bubble. And they thought that their differences made collaboration unnecessary. Audre Lorde wrote these words long ago. She said, "It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences." So when they thought in Concord Heights that it wasn't possible for them to come together, it was actually keeping them further apart. So one day, the city announced that there was going to be a major upgrade, and the power and the water was going to be shut off in Concord Heights. Can you imagine that? Mm-hmm. The other day during the storm, our lights blinked for like 5 seconds, maybe 2. And it went whoop, whoop, and I was like, okay, do I need to get ready? Is it going to happen again? It's storming. It could. It would, and it didn't. But we can panic, right? And so they panicked a little bit. The tech developers were worrying about their servers. The chefs were kind of worried about their perishable food, right? Because without electricity, they wouldn't have a refrigerator. The musicians were worried about losing their studio equipment, you know what I mean? Everyone was scrambling, preparing, all by themselves. And they realized that their individual efforts wasn't enough. It wasn't going to happen. And here comes a young woman named Lola. Let's call her Lola. She worked as a freelance journalist, and she was not an expert in any one field other than her being a journalist. But she did have a unique kind of talent for connecting people together. So Lola decided to create a group chat on Facebook. And she invited all of these folks to the Facebook chat. We call it Instant Messenger. And she sent this message out. We're all facing the same challenge. We can get through this together. That's all she wrote. We're all facing the same challenge. We can get through this together. It's kind of like when we were talking about our core values, right? And how we can create an action of gratitude by experiencing joy in any moment. And what happened was the tech developers brought portable power banks. Portable power banks, right? So everybody could plug in and charge up their phone, because you know we don't know what we would do without our phones today. Forget about everything else, just the phone. So they brought these power banks and Wi-Fi hotspots. That would be amazing, right? And the chefs started cooking large pots of food so that everyone could eat. And the musicians organized jam sessions. You know what I mean, fellas, right? They organized some jam sessions so that people could be lifted, so that their spirits could be lifted high and they can dance and not think about the power and the water. The teachers created outdoor learning stations, not only for the youth, but for those who are young at heart, like some of us. And the business owners coordinated supplies and the delivery of those supplies. Even the retirees, they pitched in too, so that everything would run smoothly. They brought the wisdom to the situation. So when the week of the power and water outages came, Concord Heights was ready. The neighbors who had never spoken before to each other, that they worked side by side, they shared meals together, they danced from the musicians' music, and they had a joyful time. You see, they experienced joy. They experienced joy in a way that they each, when it was all over, they knew what gratitude looked like. They knew what gratitude looked like because they all shared in their joy in being with each other. And from that time on, they started creating new ways for being with each other, new ways of having harmonious times and times when they would create things for them to do. And the musicians, they didn't mind at all coming and bringing their music, because that's what y'all do, right? And this neighborhood, Concord Heights, that they realized that their differences was actually their asset. Kenyan American Ali A. Muzri, if I say that right, he was a professor and a political writer on African and Islamic studies, and he wrote this. He said, "Culture is the celebration of diversity. Let us therefore not deny our origin, but instead celebrate ours as a cultural mosaic, not a Tower of Babel, but a power of Babel." So this brings us to our Bible verse for today, which is all about the Tower of Babel, and it's located in the book of Genesis, chapter 11, verses 1 through 9. And it's a little longer, so I'm just going to paraphrase a little bit. So it starts out in verse 1. Now the whole world had one language and common speech. And as the people moved eastward and started to settle, they started to talk about making bricks and baking them thoroughly. You see, the brick instead of stone, and then tar for mortar. That's what they used. And they came together, and this is what they said specifically. "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens." And some versions say to the skies, because we know we have different versions of the Bible, right? You know that, right? Yeah. So it's either the heavens or the skies, whichever one you like the best. And this would make them well known if they built that tower up there to the heavens. And they said otherwise they might be scattered over the face of the earth. So the Lord heard about it. He came down to check them out. He said, oh my goodness, if they build that tower up there, they'll be able to do anything. Nothing will be impossible for them, it says in verse 6. And this is what comes next. It's kind of interesting. In verse 7, come let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other. And in this way, he, God, universe, scattered them all over the world. So now I used to think the Tower of Babel, that they were scattered and learned all these different languages, was because they didn't need to get up into heaven and find out what was above the clouds. But that's not what it said in the verses. But let's just say they're scattered, that people just decided that they wanted to venture out like we do, right? Some of us move and have moved to different parts of the country and the world, and we find different languages, and then we find ways to be together. So if we go back to Islam, because right now I'm thinking I'm going to really pay a lot of attention this month of July to the religion of Islam. Islam highlights interconnectedness and solidarity, valuing diversity for enriching collective experiences. They celebrate differences and foster understanding and unity. They embrace multiculturalism and promotes it as a societal enrichment. They believe unity through diversity creates a rich tapestry of traditions. Islamic teachings emphasize respect and understanding toward varying beliefs. My guess is you have not heard that before. That sometimes we are told things about a religion, a people, a culture, a way of being that may not be the truth. What I discovered in my studies toward the doctorate is that we have this spectrum. And the same like that in Islam, it's the same like that in Christianity, it's the same like that in Buddhism, Hinduism, all of the spiritual traditions, right, faith-based traditions, have a spectrum from one end to the other. But if we go in the middle of it sounds very much like unity. So like as I was reading those, what Islam takes on that's important, did you not hear in there some of who we are as unity, right? That we have this interconnectedness, that we believe in unity as having diversity, a diversity of thoughts, a diversity of people, cultures, ways of being, ways of thinking. And so what I invite you to understand is that if we're part of the tree, and each of the tree has different colors and different shapes of its stones, its rocks, that we're all part of it. And that at the core of who we are is interconnected. That we're all interconnected. And where it talks about that last little point I made about Islamic teachings emphasizing respect and understanding toward varying beliefs, that perhaps as we walk through this journey that I'm going to take you on for these next several months, that we'll have a more of an understanding of our varying beliefs. And that when we hear the chatter that goes on to try to separate us, that we get, no, that's not it. We're not as separate as somebody says. And I invite you to not take that on. But look in it. You got a phone. Look it up. Find out. Do some exploring on your own so that we can each make our own decisions about how we are connected like the tree of life. Now this brings us to our spiritual power of the month, and it is understanding. It is that ability for us to comprehend, to get that we are connected. The corresponding color is what? It's gold. You should know it. And the location is the front of the brain. So remember last month was imagination, right, in the third eye, right? The blue, the, indigo, or whatever you want to call it. Well, understanding is like right there too. So we in order for us to use our imagination faculty, we have to have an understanding of how we're connected. An understanding that there is nothing that separates us but our own thoughts. And the disciple that is associated with understanding is Thomas. Doubting Thomas. Like I would imagine that some of you probably out there in Love Stream land, because I can't see you, are wondering, I don't know what she's talking about. How can people who practice Islam be like us? Just trust. Trust and understand that we're one spiritual presence having this human experience. All of us, in whatever way we define it. In the book, Old Time Unity book, and God Will See You Through, Mary L. Kafferly, she wrote this. I'm going to give you these words she wrote. The more you understand yourself and the power of God within you, the more peace, wisdom, love, and joy you are able to express constructively, positively toward others. So the more that we do that work within us, the more that we're able to be with those outside of us. And those that, when we have those things that trigger us, I just heard it this morning in a meditation. The more that it's triggering us, the more it's triggering us to say, oh, wow, there's more work for me to do. Not the person that triggered us to whatever it is. That there's more work for me to do. So I'm taking that on when things happen, right? I'm going to see my family tomorrow night for a couple days, and you never know. So I'm going to take on, if that happens, that's not it. That maybe I need to take a breath and accept those who may think I'm different or that they're different. That we can do that and understand that we are in this together. To understand that we are the branches. To understand that we are the tree. To understand that we are reaching out to the heavens. To understand that we are rooted, grounded in Mother Earth. To understand that there is nothing that separates us. Not no one, not some speech, not some words. To understand that we are in this together. To understand that we are diverse just in who we are. To understand that we are connected always and forever. To understand that our work, that our inner work radiates out to the outer work. That we're all part of this whole thing together. And that it's only through us, as us, and with us that a transformation is promised. And our affirmation for today can assist us. I'm going to read it once and then invite you to say it with me. I am a branch on the mighty tree of divinity, reaching up, reaching down, connecting us with all there is. Together? I am a branch on the mighty tree of divinity, reaching up, reaching down, connecting us with all there is. Yeah, okay, let's say it one more time so I can get it. I am a branch on the mighty tree of divinity, reaching up, reaching down, connecting with all there is. Let's just take that in for a moment. Take that in for a moment, that we're connected. that we're connected with all there is. We're connected with all faith-based traditions. We're connected with all cultures. We're connected with those who don't even think we're connected. That we can't help being connected because we are the tree of divinity that we are. And that we live into it, we breathe into it, we are joyful for it, and we're grateful for it. For it's us. It's up to us, my friends, as we celebrate, as we come together, and we allow ourselves to know we are the tree. We are the branches. We are the root, the tree trunk, the roots, and all the leaves. And so it is. Amen and namaste. Oops. I forgot that part. All right, let's take it in. Okay, Edith. So we just take in these words as we prepare ourselves for a time of meditation, a space between the words. I invite you to relax in the seat where you're sitting, to be here now, and release anything that needs to be released so that we're each fully here. And perhaps notice and connect with the sounds and the space between the sounds. Knowing that we are the branch, that we are the tree of divinity, that we reach up and we reach down, connecting us with all there is. Imagine that we are connected, allowing ourselves to know that as an energy, as a vibration, and that which we are within is radiating out from us to reach everyone in this room, everyone in the balcony, and beyond. And as we take a moment to pause, creating more space between the words, we take on and say, I am the tree. I am the tree of life. In the silence, we go deeper together. I am. I am. I am the branch. the leaves. I am the tree. I am the root. Let these words be yours. I am the branch. I am the leaves. I am the tree. I am the roots. I am connected. And as we bring ourselves back to the space and time, may we know that we're always connected. Always. Always. We come back slowly, feeling that presence of the I am expressing as us, radiating out into everyone in this room, in the balcony, and beyond. In this moment, we give thanks for our connection to each other. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen.
There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one holy substance flowing in and throughout creation. And right here in this very moment, we are an expression of it. We are a beloved expression, born of perfection. Let's raise our hands and celebrate, because we know there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one holy substance flowing in and throughout creation. And right here in this very moment, we are an expression of it. We are a beloved expression, born of perfection. Slow, raise your hands and celebrate, because we know there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. My life now.
Okay, so it is time for our giving and generosity. So, we're part of the tree, right? We're part of the branches. it also represents abundance. That I was looking when I came here this morning, driving down at ICC, and I noticed how much green. Have you noticed that since we've had so much rain? It's just an overabundance of green leaves. Just, oh my God, it's like a smorgasbord, if you will. Well, some people might call it a buffet. But that's what giving and generosity is, that it shows up in this overflowing way. And that if we consider that as part of our unity community, then we want to have an overflowing way of giving. Now, I know you can see behind me on the slide that we have a little gap, bit of a gap. And so we're affirming that that gap is shrinking, yes? Such that the expenses and the revenue, the income and expenses at least match, or that the income overflows like the trees, such that we have all that we have and more. And so there are various ways you can give. Some of us are consistent givers, so they just take it out of my account and I don't notice it. It's really a cool way to do that. You also have the box in the back that looks like the one on the screen. It's like a triangle. You can put your donations in there. We could text to give. You can contact our website and do it that way. And we can also affirm this place full on Sundays. So we could see that into existence. And with that, let's say our love offering blessing together, affirming what we believe is true together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful. Yes, thank you. And now for the children.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good afternoon. I think it's afternoon. Yes, it is. So, because she did the story and we took it a little further. First of all, they've discovered that the Reverend Doctor does not read all the pages. So we had a discussion about that. So we took a vote and we said the whole book needs to be read. We took a vote. Didn't we take a vote? Yes, we did. So, anyhow, with that being said, there were some interesting pieces in there. It's Family Sunday, so we get a say in that one. So we did. So we took a look at the various shapes that popped up when we talked about creating a world. So it's the power of understanding, but we talked a lot about what does that mean and where does it go. But we also talked about if we were a shape, what shape we would be. So there were some interesting responses to that. So why don't we start here? Bobo, what did you say? Which shape you said you wanted to be? Okay, so Bobo wants to be a cylinder. And why? Because it looked like, why'd you say you wanted to be a cylinder?
Because
It looks like what?
popcorn.
It looks like popcorn, which I might add is, you know how you all have to put ties and stuff like that into the box back there? In YFM, you must have popcorn. That if you don't have anything else in the world, you must have popcorn. So it's like manna from heaven. Okay, so Mia, which shape were you?
I was the stick
The straight line, and why?
because I wanted to be tall.
Be tall, yes. Amara.
I think I'd want to be the oval because it kind of looks like the shape of the earth if you like turn it upright.
Okay. So Earth-like. Ava.
I wanted to be the circle and the oval because the circle turned into a balloon and the oval it looks like a 0.
Yes, so you heard that. Luchin, what shape?
I wanted to be the cylinder because then I could be 3D.
3D. So Miss Sarah chose a shape as well.
I wanted to be an oval because I like ovals. Really good reason, I know.
And I wanted to be a triangle because nobody could say what was up, what was down, what was sideways. I'm a triangle. So here we have the power of understanding. And before we end, I just want to remind people that next week is... It's okay. You're going to be a zoo? A circle. Okay. So Bobo's going to be a circle. So anyhow, next week is something. But you're supposed to wear goofy clothes, backwards clothes. Oh, I know what it is. It's Day of Pandemonium. And we often have pandemonium over in YFM. So that's kind of fitting. So yeah, Day of Pandemonium. So wear backwards clothes or goofy clothes or upside down clothes or not matching clothes, whatever it is you want to wear next week, okay? Yeah, you can, whatever you define as goofy. You could attach stuff to it, all kinds of things. All righty, so who wants to start off first? Okay, your hand went up first, your hand went up second.
I am the light of the world. I live as the light.
You are the light of the world. You live as the light. We are the light of the world. We live as the light.
Thank you.
And now stand for our closing song. My friends, I invite you to imagine and know you are the branch on the mighty tree of divinity, and that you reach up and reach down, connecting. So I invite you to connect with someone today. Connect with Mother Earth. Notice the trees. Notice all of the green things and flowers. And know that that which you notice is what we are and who we are. Have a wonderful week, my friends. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.